Throughout my coursework, I've utilised a variety of technology that has enabled me to represent the information in unique and engaging methods. For each different task completed in the coursework, different methods were suitable. This video essay will illustrate the different methods I've used, how they work, and how I've used them. From using YouTube to source the conventions of form and genre from music videos like the 1975 Somebody Else and Blur's The Universal, to using Word to print a list of focus group questions, I've consistently used technology to present my work from research, production, and then to evaluation. One program I found particularly use in was Adobe Premiere CC 2015. I used it in the editing of my music video, the editing of focus group interviews, video analyses, as well as this very video. I can make use from the suite's expansive features such as video effects like Warp Stabilizer, a feature that warps shaky footage in an attempt to straighten and stabilize it, video transitions that intrigue such as the zoom effect, audio effects that minimize background noise, etc.
Technology has been used throughout the entire music video, actually. Editing, lighting, rendering, all those things. And it requires a computer to be able to do those things, as well as the various camera components to get a specific look. I mean, technology has brought the video a certain professional tone, which we couldn't have achieved without the tech we used.
One piece of equipment that was integral in producing a music video and ancillary products is the DSLR. The camera I've used throughout this process is the Canon DSLR 650D. Installed with Magic Lantern, an open source camera modification that I used to do the hyperlapse / slow motion shot. I also utilised Magic Lantern by choosing a black bar overlay that showed what was in shot and what wasn't. Increasing the bitrate multiplier through the modification made the music video and ancillary product image quality much better. Lenses were also extremely important. A lens can completely change the composition of an image. I chose a mix between a Helios 44-2 58mm prime lens and a Canon EFS 18-55mm, each designing a different aesthetic. The Helios lens was preferred because of its swirly bokeh and the shallow depth of field maintained a clearer image. I used this lens for most shots such as these. When shooting, lighting had to be considered in order for the image to be aesthetically pleasing and not pertain noise. This meant balancing aperture, ISO and white balance alongside on-location lighting.
When on location, we would scout for the right place to shoot, set up the tripod, mount the camera, and mess with settings in order to get the clearest shot.
Right.
This included placing external lamps around, like the one over there. We ensured the lighting was as good as it could be in the video, as it's in black and white, and if we didn't, some detail would be lost.
An ISO too high and grainy artifacts start appearing, too low and the image becomes too dark. An aperture too high and it is too bright, and the focal length is longer, thus making selective focus more difficult. White balance too low, and whites and blacks don't look quite right. Shutter speed too low and images are too bright and have motion blur. Too high and images are too dark. It's a real balancing act. An example where I've had to balance the setting was to create the single interior inlay as seen here. I pointed a powerful LED lamp towards a hose where I would spray water. I chose a high shutter speed in order to see the individual water droplets, and a high ISO to make up for the darker image. Opting to use a Rode Video Micro rather than the onboard DSLR microphone, the audio in doing the focus group and audience questionnaire interviews was much clearer. The mic connects to a microphone port on the side of the camera, and the audio automatically syncs with the video rather than having to sync it manually in post like most external condenser microphones. Another program I found use in, similar to Premiere, is Adobe Photoshop CC 2015. In order to create my ancillary products, I needed an image manipulation software that could resize and color correct my raw images into a canvas appropriate for the product. I made use of the brush tool, the layer blend modes, the text tool, the glow, stroke and shadow layer styles, etc. Now here's a time lapse of the creation of all the layers for both the album promotional poster and the album digipack. During the research, planning and evaluation stage, web tools such as eMaze, as shown here, were used to present information in a much more engaging manner. But as a method of presentation, it's up there with other web tools such as Canva, PictoChat and Poplar. When a video is uploaded or a Poplar is completed, it needs to be embedded into the coursework blog. Usually this can be relatively simple, but sometimes the HTML5 code needs to be seen in order to do so. I will document here how I've done this with a variety of different web tools. So when embedding a HTML piece of work, you would go on your Blogger and then go into HTML tag view. This would show any extra information. In your selected work environment, you can copy the embed code from the share option and then paste it into your HTML. You can do that on any number of things such as eMaze and Canva, as shown here. And this would paste all of these websites' work into your document. When collecting data online, a survey or questionnaire must be created. There are many survey designers online, but I found Google Forms to be among the best as they have a clean layout and you're able to embed YouTube videos and images into them. And when analysing data, it's simple to understand, as shown here. Thanks for listening.